Chosen one, do you know what happens in the first moments of your day? Before your mind fully awakens, before you reach for your phone, before the weight of yesterday catches up to you, there is a sacred window, a moment so powerful, so influential, that it determines the course of everything that follows. This moment, this opening, is where your reality begins. And yet, most people overlook it. They rush past it, allowing distractions to take its place. They let worries slip into their consciousness before gratitude. They let stress take hold before faith. But you were never meant to live this way, because in those first few minutes after waking, something extraordinary is happening. The universe listens. The divine blueprint of your life takes its shape. Every blessing, every breakthrough, every opportunity waiting to find you today, right now, in this moment, they are either being called in or pushed away. This is why some people move through life with grace, as though unseen forces are clearing the path before them, and why others fight invisible battles, feeling stuck in a cycle of scarcity and struggle. What if I told you that the way you begin your morning determines whether today becomes another ordinary day, or a day where miracles unfold effortlessly in your favor? What if I told you that your first words, your first thoughts are the most sacred, most potent force you possess? You see, the secret is not in how hard you work. It's not in how much you strive. It's in how you align. And alignment begins the moment you open your eyes. But let me ask you this. When was the last time you truly commanded your day? When was the last time you rose with an unshakable certainty that divine abundance was already moving toward you? If you don't claim it, the world will claim it for you. If you don't take authority over your morning, distractions will take it for you. This is why prayer before anything else is the key, not as a ritual, not as an obligation, but as a sacred activation, a direct command to the unseen forces that shape your reality. History has shown us this truth time and time again. In ancient spiritual traditions, the first words spoken in the morning were sacred invocations, aligning the soul with divine will. The monks of Tibet, the sages of India, the mystics of the Middle East, they all understood that before the world speaks to you, you must speak to the world. Even modern science affirms this. The first minutes after waking are when your brain is in its most receptive state, absorbing every thought like a seed planted in fertile soil. What you say, what you think, what you believe in those moments determines what grows in your reality. And so I ask you, what have you been planting? Have you been cultivating peace, abundance, and divine favor? Or have you unknowingly allowed fear and doubt to take root? If you wake up and your first thought is worry, you have already set a tone of resistance. But if you wake up and declare, I am blessed, I am guided, today miracles will find me, then you have just shifted reality in your favor. There is no randomness in this world. The blessings that flow to you are not accidental. They are the result of spiritual law, of divine alignment. And if you start your morning in alignment, the universe must respond in kind. This is the reason some people rise effortlessly into success while others struggle, even when their efforts are the same. It is not effort that moves mountains. It is energy. It is alignment. And alignment starts the moment you open your eyes. The truth is, the moment you wake up, the universe is waiting for your command. This is why your first thought, your first spoken word, carries so much power. It is like a divine key unlocking the flow of what is to come. And yet most people give their first moments away. They wake up and immediately enter the world's chaos, checking messages, scrolling through distractions, feeding their mind with everything except the truth of their divine inheritance. But you are not most people. You are chosen. You are called to something greater. And today you will rise into it. Today you will not leave your destiny to chance. Today you will take your place as the architect of your reality. And it begins with the words you speak. Right now, say this with me. Today I step into divine abundance. I align myself with God's infinite provision. I release all struggle, I let go of control, and I allow miracles to flow effortlessly into my life. Something shifts when you declare it. You may not see it yet, but deep within, something is already moving. This is the nature of divine energy. What you call in with faith will always find you. What you believe in your heart, God will make real in your life. Now let's take this even deeper, because what I'm about to reveal next is a truth that most people never realize. The greatest mistake we make when seeking abundance is believing it is something we must work for. But this is not the way of divine wealth. Divine wealth is received, not chased. And when you understand this, everything changes. We live in a world that teaches us that success is earned. That abundance is reserved only for those who grind, hustle, and sacrifice. But the truth is far greater than this. The truth is that abundance is a divine responsibility. It was never yours to bear alone. It was never meant to be a burden on your shoulders. It is God's role to provide. It is His promise, His covenant. And yet, so many people walk through life feeling unworthy of receiving it. Think of the river. The river does not question its flow. It does not stress over whether the waters will continue to run. It simply follows the path set before it, trusting that the source will always replenish it. This is divine provision. This is what is already written for you. But the question is, will you step into it? Will you let go of the belief that struggle is necessary? Will you surrender the idea that you must control every detail of your success? Because the moment you do, something profound happens. The moment you release your grip, the moment you stop striving and start allowing the doors of heaven open. This is the divine law of provision, and when you align with it, you will never lack again. So today, as you rise, declare this over your life. My wealth is not a struggle. My success is not a battle. I am in divine alignment. I trust in the timing of my Creator. I open my hands and receive the abundance that is already mine. Breathe it in. Let it settle in your spirit. Because this is not just a prayer. It is a command, a decree. And when you speak with faith, the universe has no choice but to respond. Now prepare yourself, because the moment you step into this truth, the way you see the world will never be the same again. The blessings that have been waiting for you, watch how they find you now, because you have aligned. And when you align, the divine must deliver. You have been conditioned to believe that wealth is something you must earn, that success comes only to those who toil endlessly, who fight for every inch of progress. But what if I told you that is a lie? What if the very belief that you must struggle is the very thing keeping abundance at bay? Since the beginning of time, divine abundance has never been about effort. It has always been about alignment. Look at the birds of the sky. They do not wake up in a state of panic, wondering where their next meal will come from. They do not strive, yet they are provided for. The trees do not question the rain. The ocean does not force itself to move. Creation flows in perfect harmony, effortlessly sustained by the same divine force that sustains you. So why do you worry? Why do you believe that provision requires suffering? The truth is, your wealth, your success, your blessings, they are not waiting to be earned. They are waiting to be received. God has already set them in motion. He has already declared them as yours, but here is where most people go wrong. They block their own blessings with fear, with control, with doubt. How many times have you asked for something, only to secretly fear that it might not come? How many times have you prayed but held on to anxiety as if your prayer was unheard? This is where the shift must happen. The moment you truly expect your blessings, they become inevitable, and expectation is not passive. It is an unshakable certainty that what has been spoken over your life must come to pass. This is why some people experience overflow while others struggle. It is not because God favors them more. It is because they understand this law. The moment you fully trust that you are provided for, the floodgates open. The moment you let go of doubt, the universe has no choice but to align with your certainty. And so today you must decide, will you continue to operate in lack, in fear, in doubt? Or will you step into divine provision with the confidence that you were never meant to lack? Say this aloud: I am divinely provided for. I do not chase, I attract. I do not force, I allow. I do not doubt, I trust. and as you say it, feel the weight of worry lifting. Because today something is shifting in your reality. Today you are no longer operating from a place of uncertainty, but from a place of divine knowing. And yet, this is where most people hesitate, because they want to trust, they want to believe, but when the evidence in front of them shows struggle, they fall back into fear. This is why faith is required. This is why trust is the key that unlocks the door. Think of the farmer who plants a seed. He does not dig it up every day to see if it's growing. He does not question whether it will bloom. He simply trusts the process. He waters it, he nurtures it, and he knows that in time it will sprout. Your blessings are the same. The moment you ask, they are planted. The moment you align, they begin to grow, and the only thing that delays them is your doubt. The moment you second guess, the moment you slip back into fear, you disrupt the process. But if you simply trust, if you let go, and if you surrender the timeline and believe that everything is unfolding exactly as it should, then suddenly you will find yourself surrounded by abundance in ways you never imagined. This is where your morning prayer becomes more than just words. It becomes a declaration of certainty, a spiritual activation, a key that unlocks doors you didn't even know existed. Because when you pray with faith, when you speak with authority, the universe rearranges itself to accommodate your belief. And so today, let us shift from asking to receiving, from hoping to knowing, from fearing to expecting. Because when you expect miracles, miracles expect you. Say this: God is my provider, my wealth is assured, my blessings are set in motion. And today, I step into them fully. Breathe that in. Let it settle in your spirit. Because the moment you claim it, it is already yours. But let's take this even deeper, because there is another truth most people never realize. One that, if understood, changes everything. The reason most people struggle is not because they lack faith. It is because they do not trust the timing. There is a test in divine provision, a test that separates those who receive from those who quit too soon. It is the test of patience, the test of trusting that just because you do not see, it yet does not mean it isn't already happening. This is where so many people give up. They plant the seed, but because they do not see immediate results, they walk away. They abandon the process. They assume their prayer was unheard. But what they do not realize is that the very moment they give up was the moment their blessing was about to break through. Think of Joseph. He was given a dream, a divine vision of his future. But before he stepped into that promise, he was thrown into a pit. Sold into slavery, imprisoned. To the untrained eye, it looked as though everything was working against him. But what was really happening? God was aligning the steps, preparing the way, setting the stage. And at the exact right moment, when it seemed least expected, Joseph was elevated, raised up, given a position of power beyond his wildest dreams. His journey was not a mistake. It was preparation. And your delays, your setbacks, your moments of waiting, they are not punishment, they are positioning. They are setting you up for something far greater than you have even imagined. But the question is, will you trust the process? Will you remain faithful even when you cannot yet see the evidence? Will you believe not only in God's promise, but in His timing? Say this: I trust in divine timing. I trust that my blessings are already set in motion. I trust that what is for me can never be taken from me. Because the moment you align with this truth, something extraordinary happens. The anxiety disappears, the doubt fades, and in its place, a quiet confidence, a knowing that everything you have asked for is already on its way to you. So today, do not worry, do not fear, do not question, simply trust, because what you have prayed for is already happening, and sooner than you think, it will manifest before your very eyes. There is something powerful that happens when a person moves with confidence in divine provision, when they no longer doubt, when they no longer ask, will it happen, but instead declare it is already done. This is the energy of faith. This is the posture of certainty that moves mountains, that opens doors, that commands the universe to align in their favor. But what does it really mean to walk in this kind of confidence? It is not arrogance. It is not entitlement. It is not wishful thinking. It is the deep and unshakable understanding that you are backed by something greater than yourself, that you are not striving alone, that your needs have already been met before you even recognize them. Think about a child who knows their parents will always provide. That child does not wake up in panic, wondering if there will be food on the table. They do not stress about whether they will have shelter, clothing, or protection. They move through life in full confidence that everything they need is already handled. This is how you are meant to live. This is why Jesus said, "Unless you become like little children, you will not enter the kingdom." Because children trust. They do not overthink. They do not let logic interfere with their belief. They simply know. And in that knowing, they are at peace. Now imagine, what if you carried that same level of trust in your Creator? What if you truly believed that every step was already ordered, every provision already set, every need already met? What if you woke up each morning not with worry, but with expectation? This is where the power is. Not in desperation, not in begging, not in fear, but in standing firmly in the truth that you are supported by the same force that holds the stars in place, the same force that moves the tides, that orchestrates the rising and setting of the sun. You do not need to fight for what is already yours. You simply need to align with it, to wake up every day and declare, "I am provided for. I am guided. I am blessed beyond measure." Because when you walk in this certainty, doors open, opportunities present themselves, people are drawn to you, wealth flows effortlessly, not because you are chasing it, but because it is chasing you. This is the confidence of divine provision, the peace that surpasses understanding, the quiet knowing that all is well, even when you cannot yet see how. And when you operate from this space, miracles become your new normal. So today, as you move through your day, ask yourself, am I walking in faith or am I walking in fear? Am I believing in divine provision or am I doubting? Because your answer will determine what flows into your life. And when doubt tries to creep in, when worry tries to take hold, remember this: the universe is responding to your certainty. It is listening to what you believe. And when you believe, fully when you expect abundance, it must come to you. But there is something else you must know, something deeper, something even more profound, because divine wealth is not just for you. It is not just about receiving. It is about giving. It is about flowing, circulating, expanding beyond yourself. Many people misunderstand the purpose of wealth. They see it as something to accumulate, to hoard, to possess. But true wealth, divine wealth, is not meant to be stagnant. It is meant to move, to be a blessing to others, to be a force of transformation in the world. Think of a river. A river is abundant because it flows. The moment it stops moving, it becomes stagnant, lifeless. But as long as it continues to pour, as long as it continues to give, it is continually replenished. This is how divine wealth works. You are not blessed simply for your own comfort. You are blessed to be a blessing. You are entrusted with abundance not just for personal gain, but to uplift others, to fulfill your divine mission, to contribute to something greater than yourself. This is why those who give with an open heart always seem to have more than enough. Because the more they release, the more they receive. This is the spiritual law of circulation. And when you align with it, you will never lack again. So today, as you step into your abundance, ask yourself, how can I serve? How can I give? How can I become a vessel for divine provision to flow through me, not just to me? Because the more you give, the more God will pour into your life. The more you bless others, the more blessings will chase you down. This is not just a theory, this is a law, a principle that has been proven throughout time. And when you live by it, you step into a realm of overflow that is beyond what you ever imagined. Say this aloud: I am a vessel for divine wealth. I give freely, and I receive abundantly. I am aligned with the flow of infinite provision. And now, let's take this even further, because the final key to stepping into divine prosperity is understanding that wealth is timeless, that there is a rhythm to God's blessings, that everything unfolds in seasons, in perfect order, in divine timing. There are moments when nothing seems to be happening, when it feels like your prayers are unheard, your efforts unseen. But these are not moments of rejection, they are moments of preparation. A tree does not grow overnight. A seed does not bear fruit the moment it is planted. There is a period of gestation, a period of unseen growth beneath the surface. And in the same way, your abundance is being prepared. The mistake most people make is giving up too soon. They assume delay means denial. They assume silence means nothing is happening. But what they do not realize is that every delay is divine. Every pause is strategic. Every moment of waiting is a moment of unseen movement. The universe is aligning. The right people, the right opportunities, the right timing. And when the moment is right, what you have prayed for will manifest faster than you can imagine. But you must trust. You must believe even when there is no visible evidence. You must know deep in your soul that your blessings are already written, already sealed, already on their way to you. Say this: I trust in divine timing. I release all doubt. I know that my blessings are already mine, and they are arriving at the perfect moment. Because when you trust, you stop forcing, you stop worrying, you step into the flow of ease, of grace, of divine orchestration. And suddenly, everything begins to fall into place. So today, release the need to control. Release the need to rush. Stand firm in your knowing, because the blessings you seek, they are already seeking you. And as you move forward from this moment, let this be your truth: I am divinely guided. I am divinely provided for. My wealth is assured. My future is blessed. And today I walk in full expectation of the miracles that are already unfolding in my life, because the moment you believe it, the moment you claim it, it is already done.